Today, we're going to explore the top spiritual and religious philosophies of this world. We'll look at 9 of them in alphabetical order, 4 this week, 5 next week. I come from a Christian perspective, but my primary goal is to explain each one in a way that proponents would agree is a fair explanation. Beyond that, you might hear a few of my own reflections on these popular spiritual and religious philosophies from my own perspective, and if I do this, I will try to do so respectfully. The first 2 may not actually be considered as spiritual or religious beliefs, but they still concern these things, and so I figure it's still helpful to bring them up. First is agnosticism. Sometimes agnosticism is not a philosophy at all, it's simply ignorance or not knowing what to believe. But there is a particular kind of agnosticism, a hard or so-called ornery agnosticism, which teaches that we can't know things pertaining to religion, that the search for religious truth is considered a hopeless endeavor. Reasons for holding a hard form of agnosticism vary, but it's not difficult to imagine why. There are so many different views and opinions about spiritual things, so many arguments and so many different claims to truth that are difficult to sort through. So if we affirm that it just can't be known, a person is able to stay out of the mess and carry on with life as they deem fit. But is this really a wise approach to the most important questions of life? Even if we can't know completely, I would at least want to recognize that not everything is equally believable. Then there is atheism. Again, this may not technically be called a spiritual or religious philosophy. Although some atheists say, I believe God doesn't exist, many others prefer to say, I lack belief in God. The distinction is that many of them don't like to be associated with having beliefs of any kind pertaining to God, and they want to be clear that the burden of proof for belief is on the theist. Typically, atheism includes a lack of belief for anything pertaining to religion or spirituality. Atheists usually operate under a naturalist worldview where matter is all that there is and everything, thoughts, feelings, consciousness, pain, suffering, all of it, can be reduced to physical stuff in our brain. The life you live now is the only life you will ever experience. And so atheists are sometimes demonized in the minds of those who are spiritual or religious. And this is unfortunate, as most atheists care about people and the state of the world. They might say that they're concerned that spiritual religious people believe through blind faith. Many atheists find value in life through things like family or hobbies, but I find they struggle to provide satisfying solutions to questions of purpose, meaning, morality, at least in any kind of universal sense. And then you have Buddhism, a popular Eastern religion founded by Siddhartha Gautama in the late 500s BCE. As the story goes, while sitting under a Bodhi tree in deep meditation, Siddhartha became enlightened and was thus called a Buddha or the Buddha. Siddhartha spent the remainder of his life teaching what he came to believe. Buddhism recognizes reincarnation, but the goal is to get out of it and to break from existence. The way of Buddhism is based on recognition and acceptance of these 4 noble truths. First, life is suffering. Second, we suffer because nothing in life is permanent and we're trying to hold on to it. Third, we eliminate suffering by ending attachment to this life. And then fourth, by following the Eightfold Path, which is a set of moral guidelines to life, we are in a better position to understand the first 3 noble truths. There is a psychological appeal here, as most people would agree that suffering is often, and perhaps always, a result of something changing that we don't want to change. The challenge for Buddhism is substantiating the rest of the system. What reason do we have to believe in reincarnation, and why should we believe this solution proposed by Siddhartha? Next would be Christianity, which teaches that there is one God, the creator of heaven and earth, who loves us and desires to be in relationship with us. Yet all of humanity has sinned. That is, we have done things which God does not approve of. Our sin separates us from God and makes us liable to God's righteous judgment. But God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, Jesus, who willingly died on the cross as payment for our sin. 3 days later, he rose from the dead to offer eternal life as a free gift to those who confess their sins and receive Jesus for the salvation of their soul. Unlike most religious philosophies, the leading role is held by God, not people. God is the one who saves the day. Likewise, for Christians, moral character is not a means to relationship with God, it is a result of it. It's also worth noting that the central piece of Christianity is connected to an event in history. Christianity stands or falls on whether or not this historical religious figure named Jesus really existed, died, and resurrected. Christians have long presented historical and forensic evidence as why we believe this is true. So, as you may have guessed, faith is understood quite differently from a Christian perspective. Because it's not blind. we substantiate it with reasons why we believe. And I have some other videos where I dive into these things, which you're welcome to check out in the description. So that'll do it for part 1, and we'll continue next week on the final 5 religious and spiritual worldviews. If you think I misrepresented something, help us out in the comments. And of course, if you'd like to discuss your own view, go for it, but let's make sure that we all engage in a friendly and respectful way. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.